Welcome back to part 4. What is it, Bank Holiday Monday. I decided to have a look at the switches. We knew the indicator switch wasn't working. I've had that apart and found out what was wrong. Inside here, there's a little ball bearing and a spring that had actually rotted away. So I stripped another switch down and got one and fitted that. So that'll work now. You can see the little ball bearing there keep moving. So I'll nicked it out another switch. The casing on here was broken. I can get around this bike. Just give me a second. So I've stripped. There's the one switch I nicked bits out of. This is the broken one, and I've got this one that wasn't broke. The thing I'd never done before was taken any of these out. Let me find this one. So by doing the other switch, I learned how to do it. There's two little tabs there you have to push in, and then it'll come up with a little bit of prizing. Right, so what I'm going to do is fit this one, and that will be the switch done. Let me crack on with that. Okay, the switch is back together and working. There you go. That's working. Let me turn this off. Right, I've also found another shroud. Put that on. It's a lot better than the other one. It's not dented. We've still got a slight lip there, but there isn't really much we can do about that. I might just whip a bit of black tape round there and you'll never notice it. Yeah, she's coming together. Yeah, that was doing that. A bit of a ball ache. Because in the indicators, like I say, there's a tiny little spring and a tiny little ball bearing. You've got to get all in at the same time. So these are the biggest problem. I didn't know how to take that out, but doing the other switch, it learnt me. So now I know how to do it, and you'll know how to do it. The old switch that was on there, and if you can see in there, I've actually plastic welded that back together. You'll always have a little crack showing there, but it's still going to be usable again. So that can go back in the pile of bits that I save. One bit saved. Good little tool this. These plastic welders. There you go. Anyway, I'm going to find something else to do now. Well, there's a surprise. So brake shoes turned up today. Thing that's holding me up mainly is part, obviously because of the Christmas and the New Year, it's really slowed me down. Things I've got to do to this one: change that back tyre, sort the locks out, i.e. the seat lock, steering lock, that's got to be done. Loads of little jobs, but mainly with that I think it's going to be a lot of cosmetic work. The other one is going to be the challenge. That's the one that's driving me nuts at the minute. I want to get that up here and see if it's going to run. It's in a lot worse state than this one, but I'm itching to get on it. I'm itching to get it up here. But until I get parts, I'm stuck because there's no front end in it. So hopefully the next day or two, or by the end of this week, we should have some parts to play with and we can crack on again. Right guys, this is what we've been waiting for. Big parcel from America has turned up, so we can start on the other XL250. Means I can get the front end in get it to the garage. Well, get it to the garage, put the front end in, and then we can start looking at that and what we need to do. I'm quite excited about this because we know nothing about it. We know it needs a lot more work than the other one that we're working on, but just to get a start on it and find out what's going on. Loads more parts in here. Come, brand new battery, charged that up last night. New switch for the white one so we can get on with that. The only thing is, it blew the bulb straight away again, so we're going to have to go through the electrics on this again. Right, so we've got some good times coming up and I'm looking forward to it. Right, so what was in my box that I needed? I ordered this headstock just because I needed that and the washer, because I hadn't got it on the headstock that I'd got. I've just put a new bearing on here. I've just got to grease that up, pack it with grease. What else is in the box? Right, that was that. Here I had, when it come, there was no brake. This was one I'd already got. But as you can see, this is missing. So I managed to find one of them, so I can fit that. Underneath here is the new the new brake shoes that I nicked out of this one. So that you put together. This was missing off it, so we've got one of them now. We pinched the heat shield, got them, and we pinched the brush guard off it, so we've replaced them. There's the new bearing I've just put on the bottom, and there's the new bearing for the top. The other thing that was missing was the spindle for the wheel. Well, I've got the spindle for the wheel now, I've got the forks. It's a matter of putting it together. So first thing I'm going to do is get this brake assembly together, put the new brakes in it, and then the front wheel will be complete as such. Right, so let's change these brake shoes. One thing I am short of is the actual speedo drive that goes in here, that connects that to the wheel. I've looked, I can't find one. It's one of them things that'll have to get together until I can find one, and unless anyone's got one. I've just pulled that out. As you can see, that is filthy. That all wants cleaning and greasing, so I'll do that before I put it back together. Okay, that's all reassembled. As you can see, them dots on there have to line up. All that lines up and it'll all slide on properly, and the brake wear indicator, because that's got little teeth and that has to line up to the dots, and that will give you your brake indicator. That was a pain up the arse, because behind there's a little felt washer that I hadn't got. So what I've done, I've got this stuff which is like a felt, and I had to cut one out, and you can see first attempt no good, second one got it right, and it's all back together now. So that front wheel's ready to be greased and all the rest on the spindle. I am short of the locking bolt. I'm sure we'll find something to scarce out the crap so we can get it together. What day is it? It's Wednesday today. Nice day, bitterly cold though, and tomorrow it's going to rain, so I'm trying to force as much get done today as possible so I can get the bike up here. Right, I'm going to crack on for a bit longer. Said it was cold. It's that cold. I've packed up. It'll just have to wait. It's bitter the wind is, so I'm gonna knock it on the head for a little while. Start getting tomorrow in the rain. Well, we finally got it up here, and this is what we've got. This is the first chance we're going to get, really, or we've had, to have a look at it. I've just put auxiliary fuel on it. I don't know if it's going to go. I have no idea. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of compression. But there you go, we'll have a look round it. Chain and sprockets are knackered. Exhaust, rotten. Come off, we'll have to sort that out. Like I say, there's no front end on it. I'll try and get that on today. Well, we will get it on today. The weather forecast isn't brilliant. But the first thing we try and do is see if it'll fire up, which I very much doubt. Right then, we're going to have a little play now. Right, first thing, I'll put the new racing in there. Greased and fill that up ready. So the next job is to get that one in there. Right, I'm going to put the second race in. So I'll show you how I do it. Just work it down. Done the bottom one, just the same, but you have to tap it in a lot further. There you go, that's in. Right, and drop the front on it now. Right, I'm just going to pack this bearing best way. Bit mucky, but you need to fill them up. It will take the grease. It'll all end up going in. There we go. That's enough grease on that. I'll drop in there and get the front on it now. So we pushed on ahead. Got the top yoke on. That's just got to be bolted down now, tightened up. Drop the forks in, drop the wheel on. So we need some handlebars on there now. So the handlebars that come with it are pretty tapered. They're bent, but they're just going to have to go on for now, just so we can wheel it around. So that'll just have to go on. But I need to tighten that up first because I won't be able to get on it otherwise. Okay, got the front end on, got the handlebars on, throttle on. We're going to get a bit of a spray of go-go juice and see what happens. So we'll get a dose of this. Right then, if Tom starts kicking, whoa, that was a good bang at the exhaust, and again. No, that was definitely a bang at the exhaust twice. So there's something wrong somewhere, as I suspected. Right, I'm gonna have to have a play with this. Right, I'm gonna have a look at the timing, see what's going on. So we're gonna get its top dead, check the valves. Wish us luck. This is going to be a fun project. Right, we got a few problems in here. This valve, oh, you can't see there.
Just about to see it, yeah.
The threads are knackered on it. So, I don't know if Tom should show you. This one here, threads are knackered on it. The valves was really tight on it. So, I've adjusted them just by eye, just by feel at the minute. And we'll give it a quick blast of go-go juice now. Ready? And it actually starts now. So, but it's making a lot. We can't really hear anything. Don't want to do too much at the minute because we got oil spewing out everywhere. But at least we know it will run now. So that's cured my curiosity. So I'm gonna have to find some bits for it. We can't get it running on fuel, but it'll go on the easy start. So all the while it seems like that adjuster has got tighter and tighter and shut the valve down, leaving the valve open. But yeah, it runs. We can go somewhere with it. Right, piqued my interest, and now, I don't know if you can see, it's snowing. So I'm going to pack up again. Now I can sleep at night knowing that it'll run. Right guys, it's not snowing today. I've come up the garage. I'm going to have a proper look round this bike, because when I bought this it was still in the back of the van that delivered it. So, and I just haven't had a chance to look at it. All I've done was nick the heat shield and the brush guard for the other one. Now we'll have a proper look round it. So first thing I've noticed is the foot pegs. I've mounted them where the shocks are for some reason, unless I was doing wheelies with it and all the rest. Another thing I've noticed, no battery box, and the brake, rear brake light switch is all taped up and all the rest. So we'll have a look inside there in a little while. No brake lever, no clutch lever. I've got a clutch cable that was with it. No brake cable, no grips, no headlight. We know about the speedo drive, no clocks. We've got a bunch of electrics there, no horn. We had no ignition. I've put an ignition on there. That's on this side from where I can see. Exhaust, that's no good, but I have a plan for that. I'll show you my plan. In here we have a little argon bottle I used to use on my little MiG. So my plan is we'll cut that end off, we'll cut the rest of that off, we'll butt that to that, and that we'll put a hole in there, and that will make an exhaust for it. Right, let's have a look on the other side. Other side, done exactly the same with the foot pegs. I think the chain and sprocket ain't very good. we'll have to have a closer look at that. Oh, on this side as well, back brake's been disconnected for some reason. I don't know if they do that when they import them, no idea. This side, it's got some sort of aftermarket gear change. Oh, we haven't even tried the gears yet as such. That side's pretty complete. We have the flasher unit in there. We have the rubber for there, that's fell off somewhere. Right, that's our first look round. This choke cable is stuck. I didn't explain it very well yesterday what was going on with it. The tappet adjuster in here, this one, the threads are knackered on it, and that way we can't adjust the tappets properly yet, so we've got to get that sorted. Carburetor, I presume, needs to come off and cleaned. We have no idea, as I say, with these bikes, how long they've been sitting. When you buy them, you know nothing. You pay your money, you take your chance. I have a bolt missing from here. It's going to be one of them things you're just going to have to keep as you go along, spotting things you need to do. The bolt for there, I haven't got one for that. Heat shield, when I took it off, we broke that one. That'll have to be drilled or ground off and a new bolt put on. But the main thing, it started yesterday. We got something to go on. No lights, no rear light, no indicators. Yeah, love it. Something that gives you a bit of challenge. Right then, I'm gonna start diddling. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna undo that bunch of wires down there and see if the wires are there to run up to here. Right, so let me just get on with that for a minute. Right, got all that wiring out, all that crap off, and all we have is the wiring for the brake light switch here. Now, there should be some wiring for the battery, but I can't see any wiring that will connect the battery to the loom. That's a bit of a mystery where that is. So I just don't know where that bit of loom is. I'm just going to have a route around and see if I can find anything. But no, we got no connections for a battery. So just diddling around with it, I thought I'll drain the carb. So undone the nut, well, screw, whatever you want to call it, and that's what's come out, green. So I don't know what that is. Unusual colour. Don't smell too good. So I might connect the fuel back up to it and just let it, see if it'll run through, see what comes out then. Well, set a fuel tank up on it and let it run, and that's running clear now. So that fuel that was in it, that's probably why I didn't run on it yesterday. So I'll put this away, but I don't want to run it yet until I get these valves sorted. Just want to check things over. So I think I'm going to have this choke cable off, see if I can free that up, so we'll have a choke when we get round to it, or probably just end up taking the carb completely off. Anyway, I've took the choke cable off, found the problem, if you can see that. There's the problem why the choke cable isn't working. So it looks like I need a new choke cable as well. God, this is going to be a money pit, this is. Well guys, do you ever freak yourself out? Because I just freaked out. So, you know, I've been messing around with this choke. I've put it all back on. I've just had a look for a new cable. It's £6.99 or something, free post. But anyway, you know, I drained the carb and run some fresh fuel through it. I thought, I wonder. So I turned it on and kicked it, and it started. Second kick. I thought, right, turn it off quick, because I don't want to run it because of the valves. Turn the ignition key, it wouldn't switch off. Blind panic then. How the carry on I'm going to turn it off? I'm thinking, I can't no clutch, can't stall it, can't do this, can't do that. I was going to stick the wheel against the wall. I was thinking, no, stupid am I? Just pull the plug cap off. But when you go into a blind panic, not expecting it to start, and it does, everything goes out the window. But yeah, it started second kick today. Obviously the fresh fuel was in there now. Yeah, feel really stupid. Obviously, when we was messing around with putting the front end on and that, was obviously one of these wires has come adrift from this lot, which I think there's a black, white and green here. So I should imagine that's come off from somewhere to do with the ignition. So that's why my ignition wouldn't turn off. Lesson learned. Right, as you can see, she's running. She's a bit tappety, but I didn't set the tappets with the feeler gauges. I've just done it by leaving enough gap so I know the valves are shutting. I've left them loose. And the problem I had was on here, as you can see, this is knackered. This one, it just pulls off. It's pulling halfway down the threads. If that'll focus. There, the threads are knackered. So I took both of them out, and what I'd done was I nicked them out that C70 engine, both of them, and put them in it. The only difference with them was they were a 9mm nut on the top, and I think these are a 6. So I put them in it. It works. It's a bit of a cheat, but you got to do what you got to do. So now that's running on C70 bits. So we'll have a play around with it a bit more. It's freezing cold again. I've been up here probably 3. So I've had the grinder out. I've been playing around. I made myself a bell. There's my bell. Look at that. Lovely bell. But that bell was off that gas bottle. That's going to be my new exhaust once I've welded it all on. I said we was going to have some fun, and that will be fun. Once I've welded it on, put a hole in the other end. That'll make me exhaust. So if you go on XL, you know what to do. Keep your gas bottles if you got a hobby MIG. Anyway, I'd like to put a big thanks out to Nathan, one of the subscribers. He sent me a parcel and with some bits, which is absolutely brilliant of him. He sent me a headlight, sent me some grips, all stuff that I need, some levers, kill switch, which is brilliant because I need that for the other bike, the other XL I'm doing. That can just straight on. The inner for the back mud guard. Absolutely brilliant. An ignition switch and a brake switch, brake pedal. There we go. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. It's much appreciated. Right, I'm going to wrap this video up now. It's like I say, it's really cold, and we'll start again tomorrow on this project. So I've reached the point where I'm too cold now to carry on working. I'd just like to say hi to the new subscribers. It's great to have you watching the channel, and a big thanks to Nathan once again for helping me out. It's really good when subscribers actually do things like that. Anyway, don't be afraid of the comments. Just leave me a comment. Right, I'm down, I'm gone.